Welcome back to the channel. This is my 2004 Nissan Maxima project car. Recently I upgraded the radio in the car with a 10-inch Android screen. And I've been getting some questions about how I went about doing this. So today I'm going to take it all apart and go step by step of some of the things that I did to get this to work in my car. The car originally comes with a information screen that gives you MPG, shows you the AC controls and things of the sort. However, what it doesn't come with is navigation and Bluetooth and things like that. Granted, this is back in 2004, so this is a much needed upgrade for 2026. So what I did to get this done was I found a double-din dash kit on Amazon, and it comes with the wiring harness that you need to connect to your factory harness. And what I used is the plastic piece from the actual information center that was in the factory location. So I took that apart and I used that as a cover for the AC control unit that is going to go in that opening. So this will require that you take apart the bezel that goes around the screen in the factory location. I've never seen one that's actually intact. They always fall apart, so I wasn't too worried about it. And I used tape to hold it in place because I honestly plan on taking it apart at some point. And anytime that I need to, whether it be repaint anything in the car, I didn't want to make it too permanent. So you don't see the tape once you have everything installed, but for you, if you want to make it permanent, you can always glue it in place. And it's really just these two screws that secure everything in the dashboard. The whole unit itself sits pretty snug, and only these two screws are needed to hold it down. And this is the part that I was talking about for the bezel that surrounds the information screen. It's actually supposed to be one piece, but since mine was broken and I have the 10-inch screen in there, you're going to have to trim it down so that it actually fits. And everything slides out in one piece. I also had to trim down the sides of the dash in order to get the 10-inch screen to fit. And this is the harness that comes with the kit. It's plug and play, and then you wire in your radio harness to the open-ended connections. And this is what it looks like outside the car. I do have a parts car, and I pulled the factory radio out of it just so you can have a comparison of side by side of how everything looks and the modifications that you will have to do to it. So the first thing I did was take everything out of the brackets that are already there, and it has a CD player. Depending upon the trim level you have, it will have different modules in there. Mine was pretty basic, it's a base model, so I don't have all these additional modules in there. And you know, taking this apart made me realize how much access we had to music. We had tapes, we had CDs. You could still even plug in your phone and play music if necessary. But now we all just pay for subscriptions. And once I had everything out, I bent the bottom tabs on the frame. I bent them upwards so that everything sits flush. And the next part is just removing the factory screen that's there and moving it down to where the radio used to be. And then I screwed the two screws in on the side and it's secure. For the top portion, you will have to bend those tabs flat. What I used was a double-din bracket, as you can see here on the screen, and I drilled additional holes to line it up with the factory frame or bracket that's in the car. So the next thing I plan on doing for this is sanding down all the trim pieces, repainting them, repainting the frame, and putting everything back together. I also want to try to figure out a way to remove the factory radio controls. Since I do have a touchscreen 10-inch screen, I don't need the radio controls, so trying to figure that out. So as always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one.